I watched this and Attack of the Clones probably the most out of any movie in my entire childhood besides like maybe Toy Story 2.
That just makes no sense to me.
Really?
Of all the Star Wars movies, those were the two you watched the most?
I feel like I watched this movie a ton, and I was like,
wow.
But I haven't seen it in probably like 5 years.
Yeah,
and
I haven't
like,
seen this in years as well.
Nostalgia was a drug, dude, because I'm like, I thought this movie looked way better than it does.
Well, as a kid, you don't really know.
I know.
Like, you don't really think about it.
I was like, dang, I kind of wish I never watched this movie again so that it could be at this pedestal that it was in my head.
Drew, we have finally made it. We finally made it.
It's true.
Star Wars marathon.
We've talked about it since the podcast has started. Wait, that didn't make any sense. We've talked about it since the inception of the podcast.
Well, no, that makes sense. I mean, yeah,
okay.
we've talked about it literally since the beginning of we want to do Star Wars marathon.
On May 4th.
We're going to wait until May.
And now it's May 4th.
So here we are. Talking about Star Wars on May 4th. And this is sick. And we have The Mandalorian Grogu coming out this month.
It's true.
And we've got a ton of Star Wars movies we're about to watch and about to review.
About to be on a gauntlet.
Oh, and I'm so excited. And we actually talked about the order a little bit. We thought, should we go release order? Should we go machete order? No. We're going chronologically. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
If there's any confusion, yes, we are going to put Solo and Rogue One in between the trilogies.
It's true.
We might talk about the TV shows. I don't really know where we land on that yet, but this is where we're at.
Yep.
So I'm very excited. And before we dive into the Phantom Menace, which is what we're going to talk about, Drew, I had a realization.
Okay.
I had an enlightenment moment.
Hit me.
I was watching the Phantom Menace.
Yep.
And you know what I realized? I realized that I have more memories of playing through the 6 Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga Phantom Menace levels. I had more memories of doing that than actually watching this movie. Of course, I've seen this movie a handful of times, but
I think I have an equal amount on both. I was literally, when the pod race was happening, I was like, did the Tusken Raiders shoot? Is that in the Lego game, or is that in this
the Lego
movie?
game?
Yeah, but it's also in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely was getting flashbacks to like the Duel of the Fates fight, and I mean, just even the first level, which I think we've all played. If you've played Lego Star Wars, you probably remember that level pretty well because it's like the first episode and the first level that most people play.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that whole sequence I remembered, and I was like, oh wow, I forgot that this is in the movie too. I'm like, I kind of just thought this was for the Lego game. But yeah, I mean, that's the enlightenment moment I had.
Yeah, it was a constant battle in my mind of like Lego versus reality.
Which in some ways that kind of made this movie better because I was like, oh, like the Lego game. I kind of wish I could go play that right now. Might boot up my Wii and play some.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Well, I want to talk about the Phantom Menace.
Okay, let's do it.
This is the prequels. This is an interesting movie, but I don't want to talk about our experience of watching it yet.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to open with Star Wars Mythbusters.
Let's go.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
There's a lot of, I think, misconceptions maybe, about the prequel trilogy, specifically the Phantom Menace. These are kind of convoluted but loved now in the Star Wars community.
They are loved.
And so I have a bunch of questions. And Drew, I want to hear your thoughts, and I will chime in as well. Question number 1, Drew.
Okay.
Myth number 1. The dialogue is bad. Is the dialogue that bad?
For the Phantom Menace specifically.
Yeah, we're talking about Phantom Menace.
No.
Really?
I don't think it is. It's not like.
It's not good.
We're not talking Aaron Sorkin, okay? But it's not. I wouldn't say it's bad. I would say this dialogue is very serviceable. Is it a lot of exposition?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, every line Anakin says is expositionally written.
In some way.
Because it's like you're explaining Tatooine, you're explaining the pod race, you're explaining Watto, you're explaining his mom, you're explaining his dad, well, or lack thereof. So it's like, it is just kind of like, whoa, it's just, and I mean, you got to explain Trade Federation, the Senate, like, I mean, so much is happening in this movie.
Yes.
And I've thought a lot about, like, again, I didn't see this in 1999.
No.
I wasn't born. But I can imagine going from Return of the Jedi.
And really just that whole trilogy.
And like the whole trilogy, and you're locked in with the Empire, and then you bounce back to here. I would be like, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Even after watching this movie, I'd be like, I still don't really get what's happening.
I watched this movie with Polly, my soon-to-be wife, and she has only seen the original trilogy. I don't think she's seen... I think she's seen Revenge of the Sith. She's seen some of them, but she hasn't seen all of them.
That's crazy.
She fell asleep halfway through this one.
Oh, Polly.
Yep, I know. Love you, babe, but yeah, we're going to have to rewatch this one. But she was watching this, and we were getting kind of through the Gungan sequence and everything, and she was just like, what is going on? I was just like, yeah, these movies are kind of like that. Like, I just like, I couldn't even really defend it. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
kind of what these are.
Yeah.
Okay, that's myth number one.
Okay.
You would say no.
I'm going to say no.
I would agree.
Okay.
I think that the prequel trilogy gets worse.
Yeah,
and from a dialogue
perspective,
it gets worse. But I think it's not that bad. I don't think it's the biggest issue I have with this movie.
I agree.
Myth number two, the CGI is that bad. Is the CGI that bad, Drew?
It is.
Yes.
It's really bad.
It has aged very poorly.
Jar Jar looks like a PS2 character.
Yeah, and I have a giant asterisk by this because there's some shots in the pod racing sequence that are sick.
Yeah, true.
Like, there are some moments that you're like, that looks sick. I think this movie is still really bad from a CGI standpoint, but this was trying to pioneer the technology. It's also like George Lucas's MO in general.
And I mean, 1999, like this
is what you got.
Yeah. So I think for the time, it's not a knock on the movie for me.
I was able to see
it doesn't detract it.
I was able to see it through the lens of like, that looks bad and it's kind of funny in some moments, but you see what he was trying to do.
Yeah. But Jar Jar does look
Jar Jar
bad.
and the Gungans look pretty bad. That
Yeah.
whole Gungan fight sequence at the end it just looks terrible.
Yeah.
The color palettes are really bad. Like, there's a lot of really bad.
And it was interesting because I'm like, I watched this and Attack of the Clones probably the most out of any movie in my entire childhood besides like maybe Toy Story 2.
That just makes no sense to me.
Really?
Of all the Star Wars movies, those were the two you watched the most?
I feel like I watched this movie a ton, and I was like,
wow.
But I haven't seen it in probably like 5 years.
Yeah,
and
I haven't
like,
seen this in years as well.
Nostalgia was a drug, dude, because I'm like, I thought this movie looked way better than it does.
Well, as a kid, you don't really know.
I know.
Like, you don't really think about it.
I was like, dang, I kind of wish I never watched this movie again so that it could be at this pedestal that it was in my head.
I think I wrote this in my Letterboxd review, but the fact that this movie is bad, it was probably good for my favorite trilogy of movies of all time, which is The Lord of the Rings, because they are kind of peers and they came out around the same time.
That's true.
And Peter Jackson did use some CGI and stuff
Also
in those movies. And I think, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is on record anywhere. But surely to some extent he was able to look at the prequel trilogy and say, I want to use some of that, but not like that.
Yeah, fair.
And those movies have aged a lot better.
Yeah,
so
they have. It's true.
That was a positive, sort of, I took from it. It's a reach. I don't know. All right, myth 3. The acting is that bad. Is the acting that bad, Drew?
In The Phantom Menace, I'm going to say no.
I would agree no. I
could argue that it's a little flat at times. But
I think Natalie Portman is kind of flat
Natalie
at times.
Portman and low-key Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Liam Neeson does what he can with the script.
Yeah. But I would say it's not bad.
No, it's
bad
really
is not the word I would use.
No, I don't think it gets bad until Attack of the Clones.
I agree.
Honestly.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's like not strong.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's great.
But I don't think you watch it and you're like, the acting was terrible. You're just like,
You're like,
it's
it's serviceable.
What's the name of the kid? Oh, I forget.
Anakin?
No, the actor's name. Is it Christopher Lloyd?
What? No, that's the guy who plays.
Not true at all.
That's Christopher Lloyd is Doc Brown.
Yeah, that's right. Oh gosh, wait, I'm looking this up.
The kid who plays Anakin?
Phantom Menace. I want to know this kid's name.
Okay.
I hope I'm close, or else I'm just gonna look like a Jake Lloyd. I knew Lloyd was in there. I had Lloyd.
Wow.
I had Lloyd. Okay, that wasn't that crazy. Jake Lloyd. I'm sorry. He was not that bad.
No, he's pretty good, honestly.
As a kid actor, you're like, he does what he can.
His dialogue is not good.
I mean,
but his performance, it's very believable. Like, okay, he's a kid.
The scenes where he interacts with Padme for the first time are not bad. Like, I think the dialogue's bad.
Okay, fair.
I don't think his acting is bad.
Yeah. I also think I'm going to out my 7-year-old self. I think I watched these movies so much because I had a crush on Natalie Portman.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think we all probably
like,
did
who
at that
didn't,
age.
Though?
Yeah. No, I'd agree.
I was like, yo, Anakin, you are correct.
Well, we'll get into the story moments later. Myth number 4. Wait, is this 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Midichlorians ruined Star Wars. Did the Midichlorians ruin Star Wars, yes or no, Drew? This is an old myth.
Also, but it's hard for me to answer this question because I don't know what it was like before. So I'm going to say no.
I would say at the time, because the Force was this thing that was like, you either had it or you didn't,
Right.
or like you were able to access it or you weren't, and it was just like you had to be in tune with your surroundings, kind of thing. It was this mystical thing, and the Midichlorians made it like a scientific thing.
Right.
And I think ultimately, no, it didn't ruin Star Wars. It's fine. Like, it's not that deep. I think making the Force scientific-ish is maybe a little concerning, but like, it was more just like, this is your ability to access the Force in like a scientific way. I don't know. I don't think it ruined it.
No, I think it's fine.
Well, that was not really a hard one to solve there. Myth number 5. The Duel of the Fates fight scene at the end saved the movie. Do you think it, or maybe redeemed the movie? What do you think?
I think I'm going to say, well, this is a hard question because this is the third act of the movie, right? This is like we're all building this
to this fight, yeah.
To this fight. So like if we replace it with another third act, I think this movie, if it was just like a fine battle.
If honestly they only did the space stuff. Like if they left the lightsaber battle out of this
think this movie would have been fine.
Really?
3.5
stars?
Yeah.
Wow. You were higher on this movie than I thought.
Okay, and again, maybe I'm blinded by nostalgia.
I mean, we all kind of are when we're talking about Star Wars, but
I think the Duel of Fates elevated this movie way beyond it's probably worth.
And I think people will look back on Phantom Menace and be like, that fight scene is sick.
Yeah, which
like,
it is.
Yeah, it's still great.
I mean, when Maul freaking pops out his double-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's sick. I think that this movie is not so bad that this is the only redeeming quality. I think that's what I would say.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think there are some other sort of redeeming qualities. I still think it's the best part of the movie. And so,
100%.
Maybe is our answer.
Okay. I don't hate maybe.
Last myth, I think this is number 6. The Clone Wars, the TV show.
Right.
Redeemed this movie. Because a lot of people talk about the Clone Wars of like redeeming the prequels and like justifying the prequels or whatever. I think a lot of people talk about it in kind of the Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith conversation with Anakin. Do you think the Clone Wars redeemed this movie?
No.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I would say very, very few episodes of Clone Wars kind of play back to. I mean, I guess you get a little like.
The Maul stuff is huge.
You get Maul and you get some like lore of Qui-Gon.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of Tatooine, Anakin, Mom stuff
right.
like, sprinkled in there.
But I think it plays more on Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, obviously. Yeah. So I think I'm going to say no, that it doesn't retroactively make it better or worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
I think maybe it carries on some things with Maul well.
Yes, I agree.
And that's about it.
I mean, I think Maul, I mean, literally, like, the finale of the show came out either today or yesterday. I don't know.
We haven't seen it yet.
For the Maul show, yeah. But this is way in the past, guys. So it's like, I think Maul as a character is probably one of the most influential characters of Star Wars, at least current day.
Yeah, I think especially over the past 2 decades, like since really Clone Wars and Rebels, and I mean, he even made a cameo in Solo. Like,
yeah, that's true.
He's been probably one of the mainstays, and Sam Witwer's great. Like,
yeah, he's so good.
So, yeah, I'd agree.
So, yeah.
Okay. That's all the myths I had. Do you have any that you can think of where you're like,
nope.
That covers it. Covers the base. Well, thanks for tuning in.
No, we're not. Oh.
No, I'm just on that.
I'm like, no, we're not done.
Yeah. All right, take a break.
No.
I'm just kidding. No, I want to talk about the movie itself.
Yeah, let's get into it.
What was your experience? You've noted a lot of nostalgia.
So
what was your experience revisiting this?
And I tried to objectively, in quotes, analyze this movie to the best of my ability and found it shockingly difficult.
If you like use your film brain for any of this movie, you're like, this is a bad movie.
This is a bad movie. And I'm like, no, it's not a bad movie. I'm like, yeah, it's like
it's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie.
No, this is a bad movie, and I love it.
Yeah.
And there are redeeming qualities that probably bring it up from like a bad movie to an okay movie.
Yeah. The first thing I noticed is the pacing of this movie is wild.
I wrote this down, pacing. I think the pacing is terrible.
I think it's awful. I think it's terrible.
It's like it's either we are moving at a Hutt's pace or we are pod racing.
We're a million. I mean, in the first 20 minutes, and again, like the context is we are going from Return of the Jedi, where we have this happy family moment at the end of the movie, to like a sprawling galactic political thriller.
Thriller is a reach.
But I think like that's the intention of Lucas.
I would agree. I would definitely agree.
I'm like, okay, Lucas, if that's your intention in 1999, we got an easy audience in, right?
The alternative is this is your introduction to Star Wars. Oh. This is a lot of people's first Star Wars movie because this has 1 on it. This says episode 1. So a lot of people watch episode 1 first. And if you open with the Trade Federation sequence, you're probably like, what am I watching?
What the frick is happening? I mean, in the first 20 minutes, you're something just pooped on me.
Oh no.
But it's fine.
Oh gosh. That's what you get for doing a podcast outdoors, guys.
You establish Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Right? As as Master and Padawan.
Yes.
Establish the Trade Federation exists.
Yes.
And their blockade is allegedly legal. You then establish that they are planning an invasion.
On
Naboo. They declare war.
Yeah.
They then win the war.
Yeah.
And all of this happens while Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan escape, separate, come back together, go to the Gungan city, and then save the captured queen.
Yes.
That just happened. That's in the first 25 minutes of the movie.
By the way, the queen is not actually the queen.
Not actually the queen.
It is a decoy for the whole movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then we get to Tatooine in the pacing. We just slam on the brakes.
And it's like, oh, our shit's broken. We need a hyperdrive. Oh, we can't get a hyperdrive without winning this race. So we're stuck.
We're now here for the next hour of the movie.
You get a cool pod racing sequence. And we establish, obviously this whole movie is centered around Anakin. It has to be, right? But, continue. Is it centered around Anakin?
That's why we're on Tatooine.
No, it's not. It's not.
From a writing perspective, yes, it is.
No, it's why the story gets driven to Tatooine, but like from a character perspective, it's not why they're on Tatooine.
Right.
Naboo is kind of the center of this movie from like an actual story standpoint from this movie.
Yeah, but from the trilogy.
No, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, okay.
And ultimately, decisions made towards the end of the movie with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and like a lot of that core becomes about Anakin and like he is the chosen one.
Right.
But, I mean, they could have picked one other planet, and this whole trilogy would have looked different. Which, obviously, that wouldn't have happened. But
yeah, I would argue for Phantom Menace, Naboo is the center of the movie, and honestly, Naboo is not that interesting of a centerpiece. It's not. And again, it's like to have it be interesting. Here's what I think needed to happen. We needed to have, like, low key, the protagonist should have been Natalie Portman.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, Captain Panaka.
Yeah.
Okay? And, like, let's get some character development around the queen and her people and her guard and her counselors and whatever so that we care about them.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, oh, yeah, that's the bearded guy and he's talking on for help.
If it had been from their perspective for, like, the first part of the movie, it probably could have been sick.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely was... You don't connect with the characters. If you connect with Padme, it's retroactive. You connect with her in this movie because you've seen the Clone Wars and seen the rest of the trilogy.
Right.
From a just this movie standpoint, you're like, I don't care about this character at all.
But even like this girl, like she's, it's okay.
Which, it's also crazy to me that Keira Knightley is the decoy.
I know.
I think that's it's such a random.
So random. Wild.
It's so random. Yeah, I think the pacing is just tough.
The pacing is hard.
And like towards the end of the movie, it picks up and kind of maybe evens out a little bit.
I would agree, yeah.
But it's a wild experience if you're trying to get through. Also, this movie kind of drags. Like
it does.
It's 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it was hard for me not to check my phone every few minutes, or which I was reading Return of the King. So
you are such a nerd.
I am. But
bro watches Phantom Menace and reads Return of the King.
I don't.
At the same
I didn't.
time.
I had to make a decision to not do that, but my gut told me to. Yeah, I think the pacing was not great.
It's abysmal.
I had a lot of positives for the overarching story.
Okay.
Like, I appreciated specifically Qui-Gon and his impact on literally everything that happens. Like,
Yeah.
the entire Skywalker saga is impacted by Qui-Gon Jinn.
100%.
And I appreciated him. I appreciated his character. And yeah, I would say potentially the most impactful moment in literally all of Star Wars is Qui-Gon's death. Is that crazy to say?
No, I don't think it is.
Because of the butterfly effect that it has?
I think it's very valid.
Like, if he had trained Anakin never would have fallen to the dark side. And I'm very firm on that opinion.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other people are too.
Yeah.
I think George Lucas has said stuff about that.
Yeah, I think it is very impactful. I think Qui-Gon is a great character in the sense of, like, he doesn't really care about what the Order says.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's just trying to do the right thing at all costs.
Yeah,
despite political leanings.
Yeah. He is trying to be what a Jedi Knight should be.
Exactly. Yeah.
You leave this movie wishing you had more time with Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody kind of does.
Low-key, I want a Qui-Gon Jinn movie.
I want an animated show.
Me. But we kind of already had that. We've had that with, like, Visions and stuff.
I know, but, like, give me 3 seasons.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. I think that. I don't know. I like Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon Jinn is great.
And then also, I think I was appreciative of Palpatine's rise to power.
Okay.
I didn't love watching the sequences, but I enjoyed seeing that aspect again of, like, oh wow, he's really, like, the player. And, like, if you know Palpatine is Sidious, you see the scheme that he's running from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
With the Trade Federation and with the Senate and everything.
Yeah.
And his rise to power and how he's masterminding everything. So, it's like a house of cards for him. It's cool. It's cool.
I think in retrospect, this movie does set up the trilogy well.
Yeah.
I think as a jumping off point for New Generation and in general, this was a horrible way to go about it.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I do think the overarching story, this sets it into motion in some cool ways. And I think Palpatine is one of the strongest parts of the prequel trilogy.
I would agree. 100%. Yeah.
That's my story stuff that I liked.
Okay, yeah.
Anything else you can toss in there?
Yeah, I think I agree with basically everything you said. I think the things that I don't like, I wouldn't even say I dislike. It's just slow and boring.
I do think you could have chopped out 30 minutes of this movie and 100%. It would have been miles better. So, I realized this on latest rewatch.
Okay.
And I think I should have just known this, but growing up I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
This movie tries to kind of do some similar stuff to A New Hope, specifically with the space sequence at the end.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's valid.
I mean, it's not one-to-one.
I think the stakes are very different, but...
Very, very different.
You have a plucky kid in a ship.
A Skywalker kid.
A Skywalker kid in a ship blowing up a big space thing.
Yeah, to save the world. Universe, galaxy a little bit.
Yeah.
Less so than the Death Star, but yeah.
I think the stakes are different and it's kind of smaller scale, but I agree.
Well, and the pacing of that fight is different too because it's like only a part of the third act, and there's the new Naboo battle, which is just terrible to watch,
awful.
And then there's the Duel of Fates, which is great to watch. So, yeah, I think I kind of liked how it was split up, even though I didn't like the Naboo battle. I just noticed some similarities to it.
I think the third act is the strongest act of this movie by a mile.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
I would agree. Anything else you want to talk about with Phantom Menace, or have we kind of talked about everything?
Well, we got to rank our episodes.
Oh, we do.
We're going to rank all the movies we watch on this adventure you're about to go on with us.
Yes.
So currently we've watched one movie,
and it is in the number one.
Phantom Menace sits at number 1. So
for who knows how long?
Not for very long.
Probably for 2 days max. But
you think this is better than episode 2? Okay, I will say this up front. The amount of nostalgia I have for Attack of the Clones is probably the most I have for any Star Wars.
The lack of nostalgia I have for Attack of the Clones is probably the least amount of nostalgia I have for any of these movies.
Really?
Probably, yeah. Maybe Return of the Jedi I don't have a ton of nostalgia for.
I think I can probably quote 87% of Attack of the Clones.
A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith and Empire are like the 3 I watched a lot growing up.
Okay.
So
I think we've watched, because I watched Return of the Jedi, Attack of the Clones, and Phantom Menace a lot.
Wow, that's
wild.
That's kind of perfect, honestly.
I know.
I think that we're going to be a little butting heads on tomorrow's episode, but I'm excited.
I agree.
Yeah.
This was a pretty civil episode between the two of us. Trust audience. It will not remain that way.
I think we're going to fight over this ranking a ton.
Yeah, I think we are.
Because we have to agree on this, by the way. So.
Okay. I think we should make that as a rule.
this is gonna be so difficult, especially once we get into the sequels. It's
gonna be so hard.
I think we're actually gonna be fine until we get into the original trilogy, and I say that some movies are higher than you think they are.
I would argue that every original movie is higher than all of these.
Okay.
I think.
Huh. I wonder where we're gonna slot Solo and Rogue One.
I don't know. I'm so excited for this.
It's gonna be fun. So yeah, hey, hit that subscribe button if you're new to our channel. We're doing the Star Wars marathon.
Okay, I don't know if we said this, but we're dropping daily.
Yes, we are. So we're gonna kind of do this up until Mandalorian Grogu comes out. I think there will be a break in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's like a week.
I'm also graduating, and I'm going in, to my cousin's wedding. We're kind of cooked this month. I know you've got stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna make this happen.
We're gonna make it happen.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like what we do. We have a ton of other stuff. I guess we recorded this in advance, but I guess we just reviewed Devil Wears Prada 2 somewhere.
Yeah, we did.
Probably.
And the Mall episode came out, or he's coming out on the same day this drops. So we don't really know.
But we have a ton of stuff. We're again doing the Star Wars marathon. So if you're just here for Star Wars, hit that subscribe button.
Yep.
But yeah. That's it from us. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Phantom Menace. And guys, please take a break.
And enjoy a film.